Hey everybody, Mark over here at Twanger's Turntable. All those out in the VC, hope you're all doing well. Haven't posted a video in a little while. I think it's probably a week or so. That's okay. Got other things going on, which keeps me quite busy. Today I just wanted to hop on a challenge for BeardyRedViking dude. He's got a competition going on for celebrating his 125 subscribers, though he's well beyond that now. Congrats. So if you've not been to his channel, go over and sub him up. If you don't know the guy's name, just found his channel by way of Happy Hippie Guy, Rachel's Ghost, a couple of the others. I've seen them doing an entry for this competition. So essentially, he's celebrating 125 subscribers. Kind of joined the VC or YouTube around the same time I did, although I'd been familiar with YouTube and spending a lot of time checking out music videos and other people with their vinyl collections and whatnot. Only started my channel about a year ago. It's coming up on a year, actually. I think a year in December. Similar scenario to him. I think December, January, something like that. Anyway, his challenge is 125 for 125 subscribers. So I think if I get the gist of it, number one, as I alluded to, you have to go over and subscribe, which you should do. He's a metalhead, just kind of like a lot of us were back in the 80s. He's more of a modern metalhead, I guess. Watch his videos. He's into Mastodon, so must be a pretty decent guy. I like Mastodon myself. So, but yeah, one artist that people may be surprised you like, I guess, is the first criteria. Second criteria. First, as I mentioned, sub them up. Two artists that you absolutely can't stand or don't like, or just not your speed, not your wheelhouse, that others maybe like, or think that you might like, but you don't, just because it's maybe in a genre that you prefer. Similar, my genre preference is hard rock metal, so a couple of bands in that genre. And 5 albums, artists of the last 5 years that you spin quite frequently and like. So anything come out since, I guess, 2017. Here we are, 2022. So 5 years that you spin quite frequently. And I think he also mentioned that you can reverse the first two. So maybe one artist you don't like that other people that have similar taste to you do like, and 2 artists that you like that some people may be surprised that, outside of your wheelhouse genre. So I'm going to go that route because I don't necessarily dislike a lot of things or hate. I don't even like the term, to be honest with you. There's certain things that I don't prefer that obviously millions of people do. So it's just a preference, like all music is. I guess if I was going to refer to one, especially within a genre that hard rock metal, that certainly back in the 80s, late 80s, were quite popular, that just aren't my thing. I don't care for them at all. I can't even listen to them really, but that would have to be Queensryche. I just do not like Queensryche. Never have. Just doesn't do it for me. And I don't know why. I mean, I could have picked lots, to be honest with you. There's quite a few that were quite popular that just never did it for me. And as I alluded to, right, it's personal preference. Whatever floats your boat. Everybody's got their own. That's the one for me. And I don't even hate. It's not even hate. I don't know. I hear it, and I never did it for me. Still doesn't. So that's number one. I'm going to reverse those two. So I only want to pick one I don't like. 2 that I like that maybe certainly people who knew me back in the day might be surprised that I do like. And it's only in the past little while. Of course, the gentleman died even before I was born, but it's always been quite popular and absolutely just so much soul and just amazing is Sam Cooke. And it's the only one I have in my collection. It's a compilation of all his hits, but just so smooth, so good. And I know he did a lot of what do you call that, gospel and stuff like that. Whatever, it's all good. Just his voice, his delivery, everything. He just had that voice, right? So it's just amazing. The other one that I'm going to pick, I actually got two here, but by the same artist. And these guys, they were very popular back in the early '80s, and I always liked them, but they weren't really in that genre of music that I was listening to. And this album actually belongs to my wife. She was always into them as well. Surprising after you meet and find out you have things in common. But here in Canada, they're called Yaz. This is upstairs at Eric's. I think globally they were referred to as Yazoo. Um, and they did one after that I just got recently. I didn't even know they did another one after. And this one's called You and Me Both. And so you see this one's called Yazoo. So this would be the international version. But at the time when this first album was released in Canada, it had to be released under the name Yaz. I guess there was another band here in Canada called Yazoo. Whatever, but that's another one that I actually love, that Upstairs at Eric album. It's very electronic rock, new wave type music back in the '80s. Both of those are ones that I actually love, those two albums. And then I think the 5 albums for in the past 5 years was probably the most difficult for me. I don't have a lot of newer music in my collection. I'm still relatively new to the vinyl collecting, or I don't even want to use the term collecting because it sounds, to me, it has a monetary tone to it. It's just a passion for the sound of vinyl. And that's only been in the last 4 years or so. As I've mentioned many times, obviously I had vinyl way back in the day and had friends and family, but anything in the last 5 years, it's slim pickings. But number one at the top of the list, and it's not even close, is this. This is the Fear Inoculum by Tool. I got the box set. Actually, my wife got me this for my birthday this past year. Amazing. It's so good. So I did a presentation on this unboxing actually several months after I actually got it. I just never had time during the summer with all the other obligations in my life. But what a great album. Ever since this came out, we still listen to it. Her and I both, we still listen to this at least, well, every time we are on a road trip for sure, and then some. So it's just an amazing album. Next up, something else in the last 5 years. Some of these I was familiar with, but never really checked them out until I was in the VC, the vinyl community, and heard about them more. And I'd go on Apple Tunes or Apple Music and check them out. That's the great thing about a lot of this modern streaming service. You can check things out before you purchase it. This one, Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, Wrong Creatures. I think this was 2018 or 17, so it's right on the cusp of that 5 years. What's it say here? 2018. So this is a really good one. I like that. That's a good one. Next up, some Canadian content. This one came out in 2017. Arcade Fire. As you can see, I've got quite a mixture of stuff here. I mean, as I've always mentioned, hard rock metal is my preference, but I'm pretty diverse in what I listen to nowadays, as opposed to what I would have back in the day. Next up, I think this one is 2019, and it's a band called Royal Blood. I think this is their second album, maybe even their third. This is actually the third album, Typhoons. Actually, I don't even know. I know their first one. I heard their first one, and I really liked it. So I grabbed this one. This is 2021. This came out. And good, straightforward rock. I mean, there's nothing too heavy about it or metal or anything like that. It's just a good rocking album. Similar to this one, kind of. I've said this many times. I like anything this guy does. Anything I've heard by him, I really like. And of course, this is Jack White, Fear of the Dawn, and this just came out this year. I put out 2 albums this year so far, but 2 really good. This is just smoking. Everything he does, whether it's the Raconteurs, Dead Weather, the White Stripes, obviously. But I think he's very polarizing. But that's it. That's my 125. Five that I have in the last 5 years that I really like, especially Tool. I can't emphasize. That's probably my favorite Tool album now, Fear Inoculum. Sam Cooke, amazing. The one I don't like, I mentioned, the Yazoo. So that's it. If you have not gone over to BeardyRedViking, his channel, go check him out. Sub him up. If you're into metal, that stuff, that's another one to check out. The vinyl community is so vast. There's so many videos. If I don't watch videos for a few days or don't post anything, I feel like I've been gone for an eternity because there's so many out there. I was over briefly at Patrick's channel there, the Vinyl Archivist. He does streaming. If you've not checked him out, check him out as well. So many I'd love to shout out. I could go on and on, but I won't. I'll leave it at that. It's the weekend here. It's really nice out, so it's been really difficult to even get motivated to do this video. So I might do another one and post it, but this I just wanted to do. There was another one I want to do. Rod's the Happy Hippie. He did one for 10 things in 2023. Anyway, I digress. Go check out Bearded Red Vikings channel. Enter the contest. And for the record, I don't necessarily care about the prizes, but I just want to support the vinyl community and give a shout out. So take care, everybody. That's going to do it for me. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you next time here at Twanger's Turntables. Twanger's Turntable. Cheers, everyone.